This is Myra Elaine on the Vine Space Channel. I'm reading from the Torah, and I'm reading from chapter 36. But first, I want to show you this map. This is not a map from the time that I'm reading from. I just wanted to show you something from this map first. These are the territories the tribe of Israel eventually had in the future from this passage. And over here we have the 12 tribes of Israel here. Here's Reuben. And here is one of the tribes of Israel. We have Ammon, Moab, and down here we have Edom. Now, Edom is this big circular area down here that's not on this map because the purpose of this map was not to show Edom, it was to show the 12 tribes territory. So you're not going to find a map in a Bible that's going to show you, or have a specific reason to show you Edom. Now, the Amorites and the Moabites, which were north of Edom, they were the descendants of Lot, Abraham's nephew. And the Moabites had that vast amount of land to the east, which is where the Arabs live. And the Arabs are descendants of the Edomites, of Esau. And as we read this genealogy, I'm going to tell you kind of where the people were located. Now, these are the generations of Esau, who is Edom. Esau took his wives from the daughters of Canaan. Adah, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and Aholibamah, the daughter of Anah, the daughter of Zebon the Hivite. So we got Hittites and Hivites. And Baalamath, Ishmael's daughter, the sister of Nahath, and Adah bore Esau, Eliphaz, and Baalamath bore Ruel, and Alabama bore Yiddish, and Yalam, and Koresh. These are sons of Esau that were born unto him in the land of Canaan. And Esau took his wives, his sons, and his daughters, and all the persons of his house, and his cattle, and his beasts, and all his substance, which he obtained in the land of Canaan, and went to another country from the face of his brother Jacob. For their property riches were too great for them to dwell together, and the land of their sojourning could not bear them because of their cattle. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. So basically, after Jacob returned, his property, his wives, his cattle, his sustenance, Jacob's and Esau's together, the land could not bear it. Particularly with the cattle, there's only so much grass, there's only so much water. So since Jacob had received the birthright and the blessing, Esau moved away to a new land where his family and himself and his cattle and all of his sustenance could thrive because the resources became too limited. So also, you notice that Esau not only married Hittites, which were from Canaanite, a branch of the Canaanite culture, he also married Ishmael's daughter. Now, as you recall, the sons of Abraham were Isaac and Ishmael. And Esau and Jacob both were descendant of Isaac, who received the covenant. But Ishmael, whose mother was Egyptian, but who was also a son of Abraham, did not receive the covenant. And he and his mother were expelled from the family of Abraham because of the actions of his mother and jealousies that happened between the two women. And so they went away. And here's Ishmael, who was the oldest, who was supposed to, by tradition, receive the blessing and the covenant. And here we have Esau, who was the oldest, who by tradition should have received the covenant and the blessing, marrying into each other's families. So the people of Edom, the Edomites, were descendants of both Isaac and Ishmael. But they followed the traditions of Ishmael, who at the time that the covenant required circumcision, Ishmael was circumcised, but his descendants were not. They were not part of the covenant. They didn't have a commitment to Yahweh. And as I continue to read these generations, you'll see evidence of who they did worship. This is genealogy, and I am going to link prior readings that are related to just these first 8 verses in my description if you want to do more research. If you've been watching all along, you will know how all these players come together and the history of this and why it's so significant that Esau disobeyed his parents and married into the Canaanite line, and how that was bad. It's like Esau married the daughter of the enemy, and he did this out of rebellion and on purpose. And he married Hittite women, and Hittites were a warring class or warring branch of the Canaanites. No doubt very strong women, maybe even warriors themselves, who knows. But the Hittites fought the Egyptians and won in battle. History records that it was a draw. The Egyptian hieroglyphics say that Egypt won, but the Hittites won. But they didn't take the land that they conquered or they won the battle for. They went back home for other reasons. So him marrying Hittites was particularly rebellious. So he was rebellious in who he married. He punished his parents with who he married. And forever we've had war, rumors of war, and we'll never have peace in the Middle East because of how this played out with Abraham and Isaac's and Ishmael's families in the very beginning of the birth of these nations. Be careful in your choices. You don't know what decisions you make today will affect people 7 generations from now or 70 generations from now. Have a wonderful and blessed day, everyone.